What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ngera Visuals, where we serve you nothing but exclusive entertainment. Igama lami Saxido Zita, and today I'm here again to interview one of your favorite Idol Season 17 contestants. Now, the fellow next to me has been praising Mzansi and giving Mzansi all that he has. He has been serving us with stage presence, his fierceness, and his nothing but talented vocals. He goes by the name of Kevin Maduna, everybody. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling now that you've been eliminated?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, maybe you are at a certain stage where you're like, okay, I'm cool with this, but your fans are heartbroken. How are you feeling?
I'm content. You know, initially I wanted to end up in the competition on top 5. Being on top 5 was one of my biggest dreams and one of my biggest achievements. You know, because initially, I mean, me coming to Idols was me looking for, you know, a breakthrough because I was tired of releasing music that was falling onto deaf ears. And I believe I've found my breakthrough. I've found my fan base. I've found people that are going to follow Kevin and want to find out what is happening with Kevin. Yeah.
Can you take us back on the journey? Where did your love for music come from? Where did it all start? Kevin, where did you grow up? Can you just take us back?
So I usually say Kevin is a global citizen. Reason being is because I grew up in different parts of Gauteng. I was born in Soweto, grew up in different, you know, the south, the north, you know, lived in Pretoria, you know, and that is where I got to harness my gift of music. You know, I mean, I started singing at church. I know it's a cliche one, you know, everybody's going to say, yeah, we all started singing at church. So I started singing at church at the age of 10. I used to go to a charismatic church, and in the children's choir I used to sing there, and that's where I realized my love for music, and it went on. You know, I was trying to dodge it and say, hey, lento. You know, I went to high school, did high school. After high school, I took a gap year in 2011, and I was like, what can I do? And there I was, you know, rushing to Newtown in the old music hub called Baseline, and I was there auditioning, and you know, I got an opportunity at the age of 18 to, you know, enter into the music industry professionally. And I mean, 18 was that to now, and went to the cruise ships, started singing, and, you know, performed in a lot of spaces. So in a nutshell, I mean, Kevin is a global citizen. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a record producer, he's an aspiring entrepreneur and a fashion lover.
Yes, yeah. I heard that.
And
I can tell you right now, all the things that you just mentioned,
Yeah.
we can see that it has built up to the star that you are today, and you are a superstar. You have to know that. Firstly, I want to congratulate you,
Thank you.
on making it this far, up until this far in the competition, top 4. There's no child's play. If it was easy, everyone would be making it. So that's why I want to congratulate you. Can you take us back on why you chose to audition for Idols this year specifically?
Why I chose to audition for Idols this year? So my story goes like this. In 2014, I once auditioned for Idols. And with me auditioning was just me taking a chance to say, oh man, let me just try out maybe Idols and see, you know, what's going to happen. In 2014, I ended up in the judges panel, and Randall told me, go back to the drawing table, get your life together, because I was still studying at TT and I was studying music. And that year it happened that I won a jazz competition in Pretoria that is hosted by the Arts and Culture Department called Buisano. And there I was with that competition, you know, going, performing, Joy of Jazz, Moratele, Jazz Festival, Go West, you know, all of those platforms which pushed me to get to a point where I performed in spaces like the Banya Theatre, and I ended up working in the cruise ships, you know. And then I came back home in 2020 from one of my latest last cruise ship gigs that I did. I was stranded in Italy throughout COVID, came back home. I was like, what's next, you know? And throughout all of that, I had taken some time to learn production, learning how to make my own songs. And I had worked on songs and I'd worked on ideas, and I was like, what is next? So 2020, I finished several songs, and I was like, what is next? You know, should I release the song? Should I not? And in 2021, I released a song dedicated to my late mom titled Mama. And with that song, I released it. I worked on the music video. I worked on the concept, and upon releasing it, it fell into deaf ears. And I was like, okay, this is my third time releasing a song, and it was probably like the fourth time I went into a studio and I left an album there. You know, so I released the song, and I was like, what's next? What's next? And I released my second song, which was titled Love of My Life. And after that, I was like, what is next? You know, I had nobody following my songs. And a close friend of mine came to me, and she was like, listen, don't you think you should go to Idols? And I mean, this year, you've got the privilege of the fact that you can audition online instead of going to State Theatre, queuing there, and, you know, singing 5 a.m. and you know the drill of it, you know, it's tiring. And there I was, recorded a video, sent it through, and I received a response, and they were like, come to Evan Brew Studios, we're holding auditions, you've been called for the audition. And there I was, went in, auditioned, and that was it. Made it to, Theatre Week, top 30, top 30, top 16, top 16, top 10, and then there we are, top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Talking about top 4, how did it feel standing on the Idol stage for the first time, and you knew that this is game time?
This is game time. It felt great. It felt great. Do you know, I've been like doing several interviews, and they were asking me one question. They were like, what is one thing that I learned out of this journey? And one thing I've learned was believing in myself. And you know, when I got onto that stage, I believed in myself, but there was a bit of doubt, you know, clouding all of that. And you know, so what went on in my mind was that it's game time. You know, it's time to reclaim my place in society. It's time to show South Africa who Kevin is, you know, and take the opportunity for what it has to give.
And you did exactly that.
Exactly.
Because Mzansi fell in love.
You fell in love
People
with me.
were going crazy.
Yeah.
You were giving us
Yeah.
what we want every week, and that is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
What can you tell us? Are you taking away from this whole Idols experience, especially considering the fact that Idols as a whole has a lot of pressure?
Yeah. One thing I'm taking out of all of this, from the pressure and everything, is to believe in myself more. You know, to have more confidence. You know, because if I can't believe in myself, then I mean, the people that are watching right now won't believe in me. They won't believe in my story. You know, so one thing I've taken out of all of this is to not doubt myself, to have confidence in whatever I do, and to do it to the best of my ability. And yeah, that's one thing I'm taking away from this experience.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Can we talk about your showstopper? Because I feel like your showstopper for me, listen, for me, not everyone else, for me, was like the best showstopper of the season.
Yeah.
And you showed us a side to you I don't think people thought you had, but you did give us that glimpse of the whole package.
Yeah.
So how was it from the preparations and to actually seeing it on stage come to life?
Yeah. So Showstopper preparations were exciting, exhausting, but I mean it was exciting, you know. We started off by shooting the pre-recorded video, a video that appeared on the middle of the song.
Yes.
And that was very challenging because I had to go into a diving pool, and the weather was not so nice. It was a bit cloudy like today. And there I was, so cold, went into that diving pool. And bear in mind, I wouldn't say I've got any swimming knowledge or you know, I'm skilled when it comes to that department. There I was taking chances, diving into water, not knowing if I'm going to drown or this or that. We did that, and then, you know, came back, started doing rehearsals, you know, from the jump out of the video in the water into Kevin on stage. You know, we went out with the choreographers, rehearsed, and we got all of that, got on stage, and when they put the water on the stage, everything changed. I had to reshuffle some of the choreography because the stage was so slippery. But yeah, and then it ended up being that final product that you saw on TV, which was an interesting one, because I learned a lot, in all of that with how to shoot a music video underwater, how to sing underwater, and preparations for that. It was, I had to prepare my mind, I had to prepare myself and my body and say that I'm going to do my best out of this opportunity that I've been given.
That is amazing, and we could see that you really worked hard in that, and it came to life, and we fell in love with that performance.
Yeah.
Who are your musical inspirations?
My musical inspirations are a lot of people. Saxido, I come from an array of genres. I started off with gospel, and went into jazz. Went into a little bit of pop. Now I'm on soul, R&B, So recently I've fallen in love with Layla Hathaway. I love Layla Hathaway. I love how different she is. I love how she doesn't conform to the standards of society. She doesn't sound like any typical singer that you'd find. I usually say that she's one of the unique ones to be created by God. She's got a different voice, and with her being her, she inspires me to aim high and to be different, and to dare to be bold and go out there and just sing differently and show a different side of Kevin every time.
And which I think you sing differently. You have a different tone to everyone that we've heard, and maybe that's why also maybe you feel inspired by her, because you also have a different sound.
She's got a different sound.
Who would you like to collaborate with in the industry? Let's say South African.
We can collaborate. I can collaborate with you. I'm so open with collaborations for anyone, but it could be you. I love your voice. I love your vibe.
Thank you.
I love Lana Mavuso. I love Loiso Kijana. I love Zoe Mudiha. I love who else? I love Amanda Black. Recently, she just had a show and it was sold out. I love her music. I love her voice. It's a lot of people. Locally, internationally. Layla Hathaway, Robert Glasper. A lot of musicians.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people.
Because you also like a person that's like deep in music. That's why maybe so many people.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because you're open to collaborating with a lot of people. And I'm sure people are waiting for you in the industry right now to catch that collab, because you have been giving us superstar quality every week and entertaining us. How did it feel performing with the anointed superstar gospel star that is doing Kokstad?
It was an honor for me. It was an honor. Gospel, African gospel music, for me runs in my blood, because it's something that I sang from a very young age, in Soweto, somewhere there at a church, It felt great. It was an honor. It was a privilege, to be around him, to rehearse with him, to see how he works, his work ethic, and, to get to experience him on stage, and get to sing next to him, as a gospel legend, young person that is selling records, that sell like hotcakes. So it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience.
And your performance, we could feel that you had this background of gospel music, because it was, for me, it was more than just a performance.
Definitely.
Like y'all were worshiping.
Definitely.
And that is beautiful because we could feel it. I want to know your experience with working with the Mzansi Gay Choir. How was it from everything? How was it? Can you just take us back?
First of all, I love the Mzansi Gay Choir. I love those people. I love the energy. I love the vibe. It was beautiful working with them. Hey, from the rehearsals, when we were doing rehearsals, beautiful energy, beautiful people who are filled with love. I loved working with them. It was an honor to have them accompany me, on the George Michael song, and specifically singing a song by George Michael, someone who's impacted the LGBTQI community. So for me, I loved working with the Mzansi Gay Choir. I enjoyed meeting people from different walks of life, meeting people with a hunger to be on the stage and perform and sing, despite whatever they're going through, despite what society says about them,
That is beautiful. What can your fans expect from Kevin Maduna going on forward?
All I'm going to say, what you can expect from Kevin Maduna going on forward is music. Expect Kevin venturing into other, departments in the art and entertainment industry. I would love to present. I would love to act. I would love to, have my own YouTube channel coming up, where I review stuff, talk about products, influence products. A lot of things, but expect music, definitely music. Do expect it from me. I'm looking forward to gracing those stages. I'm looking forward to having people coming through and watching me, perform at those venues and entertaining them with beautiful music.
Basically, you are about to take the industry by storm.
I'm going to fight.
And people are not ready.
I'm going
because
to fight.
you are a force to be reckoned with. People are not ready.
Yeah.
What would you love to tell your fans, your family, your friends that you've always wanted to tell them on this moment? You can look straight up into that camera and just talk to them.
Yeah. Firstly, to my family, I'd love to say that thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you very much for believing in my dreams. I said I wanted to end up on top 5 and I ended up on top 4, which was a blessing for me. And it was all because of, my family and my friends, And secondly, to my fans, thank you so much to everybody who held my hand, everybody who believed in my dreams, everybody who voted for me, and everybody who's decided to, come onto this wagon and ride along this journey with me. To everybody who's going to be buying my music, thank you so much for believing in me, believing in my dreams, and actually just making it possible for another African child, and that let's let it not end here, let's make it possible for another young Black person, that believes in their dreams and wants to fulfill their dreams and tell a different story.
That is beautiful. Yeah. And I'm sure they truly love you because they have been supporting you up until this far. And they want to see you succeed and taking up the entertainment industry by storm. Yeah. It was lovely chatting to you, Kevin.
Thank you.
You're a superstar.
You're a superstar too. Look at you, the fur. Inspired by you.
Outfits,
inspired by you. Inspired by sexy,
You're a superstar. And one thing I can tell you is the world is not ready. Yeah. And I'm being for real with that. Like, I've seen you and I know what you're capable of. And there are some things we haven't seen that we are yet still to see. That's why I'm saying you're a superstar, and I wish you nothing but the best on your journey. And from here on, the sky is the limit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and God bless you. And
thank you. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have heard from Kevin Maduna, the superstar himself. Y'all can catch me next time on Mgera Visuals for entertainment that is its best. Until then, this is Tuxedo Zita signing out.